Hello everyone, my name is Vaibhav and I've been trying to avoid this topic for a while, but there are a lot of people just asking me, Vaibhav, what will be the impact of this war that's going on in the Middle East on real estate? Now the issue with addressing that is it's all speculation, right? But there are certain things that you can say with a reasonable amount of confidence, right? So let's go through them one by one and let's understand what might happen, right? And what should investors really do? Should they hold on to it, or is there an opportunity for them right now to grab? So first let's understand the situation, right? So what's happening is there's a war going on in the Middle East. We don't know how long that war is going to go to. It could be a few more weeks or it could be months. It depends on what objectives the United States have set, right? But one thing that we're already seeing is that the price of oil has gone up. So the pump prices have gone up all over the United States, and not just in the United States, but probably all over the world. There are shortages of LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, in countries like India. That's causing some problem. Of course, the Middle East countries are getting attacked, the refineries are getting attacked, so they are getting impatient. So I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of back channel stuff going on right now in trying to contain this war, right? Trying to stop this war. But if it goes for more than a week or two, right? Already 2-3 weeks have passed, and maybe even more than couple of weeks. Then I think shortages in oil, the oil price could go even further, right? And because these refineries are attacked, the production capacity of the oil may not be what it is, and it might take a while for that capacity to come back online, right? And what that means is that oil could remain at a higher price for significant amount of time, like 6 months to a year or so. Now, what will that do? When oil goes higher, it obviously increases inflation because it increases transportation cost for pretty much everything, right? And what happens when inflation goes higher, right? Inflation goes higher, then interest rates won't come down. Or to be crazy, right? It is even possible that interest rate will rise again to contain that higher inflation, right? So that's a real possibility. I'm not ignoring that interest rate might actually increase. So if interest rate increases, then what happens? How is the investing environment? Like obviously there'll be a slowdown, correct? And I don't know how long this slowdown will last. But in the case of real estate, when interest rates go up, the prices remain low. When interest rates go up, prices remain low. That means whoever is in the buying market, whoever is in looking for opportunities, has better opportunities, right? Because they can buy at a lower price. And when then 2, 3, 4 years later, when the impact of, economy is so much slowed down that the Fed has no other go but to reduce interest rates back again, then the cap rates will fall. And as a result of that, these properties that were bought at a lower value can be sold at a much higher value, right? So this market cycle, whoever is buying now, as long as they're willing to hold for next 5 to 7 years, right, they might benefit handsomely. So that is one important thing. See, please understand that this is a typical situation today, as described by Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett says that when others are fearful, be greedy. And when others are greedy, be fearful. And right now is the time when people are fearful. So this is a time for investors to be greedy. At this time, interest rates are high. In short term, interest rates might go even higher or remain there. And that means the value or prices are not going to go down. They're going to go down a little bit, okay? Or they're going to remain steady. So it's an ideal buying environment. You enter now. Now, I'm not an advocate of timing the market, right? It's impossible to timing the market. But what I know from my experience is that no matter when you buy, as long as you wait for 5 to 7 years, real estate always appreciates. Even when in 2008, when prices collapsed, by 2013, 14, they were back up, right? So one impact of war is, as I described, is that inflation will remain high. As a result, interest rates may not go down or may even increase. Now let's see the another impact of it, right? Is the impact of its multifamily specifically. Now guess what? When inflation goes high, what else does go up? Obviously rents, right? So even if you have not done any improvements in your property, just because the inflation is high, you can increase your rent, right? The market will support higher rent. Now, even in rent control areas like California, where they base their allowed rent increase based on inflation, it benefits, right? For example, if the inflation is 2%, then they allow 5 plus 2, which 7% increase, annual increase. The inflation is 3%, it increases, then they'll allow 8% increase, right? So if inflation goes up, the allowed rent increase in California also goes up. And of course, the market will genuinely support higher rent increase as well, right? So that is another sort of repercussion that will happen, is that rents can go up. So I want to repeat again, right? I think those who buy now, they'll be in a good situation in the sense that in a 2-3 years down, right, when the slowdown will come and go, or slowdown will come, interest rates will eventually go down and they will be in much better situation. If they don't want to sell, they can just refi and pay less mortgage payment and then pocket more cash flow. So again, I want to end this with Warren Buffett's famous quote that if others are fearful, be greedy, and be fearful when others are greedy, right? If a lot of people are investing in the market, that's not a time to invest in the market. If people are fearful and they're not investing, that's the time when you invest. That's the time when smarter investor invest. All right. Again, my name is Vaibhav Puranik, and our website is oldmoneycapital.com. There is a button there, request a call. If you click on that button, we can have a one-on-one conversation and we can discuss. I can tell you more about how multifamily syndication works and what we do in the multifamily syndication space. Our Instagram handle is oldmoneycapital123. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, then please subscribe and please share these videos to your friends. We have a lot of interesting material on our YouTube channel as well as on our website. Thank you very much.